Prize-winning play Disgraced won audiences over when it played Lincoln Center last year.
And now the hot button show is on Broadway, starring Josh Radnor and Gretchen Mol. Take a look.
It's time we woke up. It's time we stop paying lip service to Islam and Islamic art. I mean, we draw on the Greeks, the Romans, but Islam is part of who we are too.
And Gretchen is here with us now. Welcome
Hi.
back.
Thank
Always
you.
fun to
Nice
have
to
you
see
here.
you.
This show, this Broadway play, is getting a lot of rave reviews. Everybody's loving it. What's it like for you to be back on Broadway stage?
It's exciting. It's
Yeah?
exciting. There's nothing like that live audience because, especially with this play, it's one of those plays that really kind of, it sort of strips you raw, you know?
Yeah.
And
Night after night.
night after night. And you need that audience energy, really, because they're sort of, it's one of those plays that makes you gasp and laugh and, you know, sometimes cry. And I don't know, it's just, it causes strong reactions. So it's really fun to be up there on stage and sort of feel that energy from them.
And for folks to be loving it.
Yeah, I know.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
These characters kind of make a big evolution. Like all the characters transition pretty big in this play, including yours. And it's only 90 minutes. So is that hard as an actor to kind of
You know, it's
on that roller coaster?
It's a roller coaster, but because the play is so beautifully written and structured, and hence the Pulitzer Prize, and it's like you just get on the ride of it and you go, and it takes you kind of where you need to be taken and where you need to go, and that's the sort of brilliance of the play, is that we've done a lot of, obviously a lot of rehearsal and a lot of work to make it fit, and we have a really tight ensemble cast, so it sort of is just, it's actually really fun to step into it and just
go. I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, something else you're a part of that a lot of folks are talking about, because the series Boardwalk Empire just had its last episode, and it was amazing. A lot of folks still talking about it. I mean, you say you watched it, but how do you watch Boardwalk Empire? Because some folks, you know, binge watch. Some folks watch it episode week by week.
I watched it week to week because I don't know, I just liked that feeling of knowing that's when people were getting it and I was getting it at the same time. And oftentimes I really didn't know any of the storylines outside of my own, so I really was always interested to see where it fit into the rest of the story. And this last episode, we actually had a little screening with just the cast and some of the crew, the people that were sort of in and around New York, to be together, because I just, you know, it was 5 years of this amazing
You're
experience.
gonna miss that.
I'm sad. I really am. It was a beautiful time. It was just, you know, I was proud of it, and I loved the character, and, you know, but it's good to get off.
But your character was kind of hard to like for a while.
I guess she was.
I liked her. But then it kind of became, I would say, the catalyst for the whole series. So were you surprised how the show ended?
I was. I mean, I always had empathy for Jillian and her story, but I didn't, you know, I mean, she could have gone 2-3 seasons ago at any time, and her story didn't necessarily need to be told for the show to work, but she did have this history with the character of Nucky, and she was an integral part of his story in that way, and so the way the writers and Terry, the creator, decided to kind of bring that full circle was, I thought, really beautiful.
Yeah, because the creators were saying back then when he betrayed her, that's when he took that real dark turn in his life.
Yes, and you know, it was for them to decide to sort of make this woman who had sort of become a real sort of terrible person in people's minds, to sort of try to humanize her. I thought was really lovely that they did that, to tell her story.
So good.
All right, so let's talk about another project we're working on, a movie, True Story, with James Franco. What can you tell us about that?
Well, sadly, I never got to work with James, but it's a really interesting true story about this man, Michael Finkel, who was a writer for the New York Times, and then lost that job and started this relationship with a man who was in prison for murder, and then he sort of gets back he starts this relationship with him, and it gets very intense, and my character is one of the editors at the New York Times who is part of this sort of firing moment. So it's a small part, but it was fun.
It's a great story.
It's a great story, and it was really fun to be a part of it.
All right, well, it's fun to have you here. We love it when you come, and always so busy. Well, you can catch Gretchen in Disgraced at the Lyncham Theater. For tickets, go to disgracedonbroadway.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice to see you again.
When we come back, it's Doggy Adoption Time. Find out how you can make a Puppy's Day this